Hello, dear one. Welcome to this quiet space. If your mind won't stop racing tonight, and the silence in your room feels heavier than the noise of the day, this psalm is for you. Perhaps you're exhausted, not just in your body, but in your soul, and yet sleep feels impossibly far away. You've tried everything, and still the worries of the day follow you into the night, growing larger and more menacing in the dark. I want you to know you don't have to fight anymore tonight. You don't have to wrestle with your thoughts or try to force yourself into a state of peace. You are invited to simply rest, to let go, to be held by words that have brought comfort to anxious hearts for thousands of years. Tonight, we will walk gently through Psalm 91, not as a lesson to be studied, but as a shelter to enter, a place of profound safety where your weary mind can finally be still. You have carried the weight of the day, and now it is time to set it down. Let the promises of God become a soft blanket, covering you, protecting you, and guiding you into the deep, healing rest you so deserve. You are safe. Here, let's begin. Welcome to Psalm's Peace. We are here for you every night. If this time brings you rest, we invite you to subscribe quietly so that God's peace can find you again easily. Now, let your body relax and your heart prepare to listen. Let's begin by settling in. Allow your body to find the position that feels most restful, most supported. Let the mattress hold your full weight. Feel your head grow heavy on the pillow, releasing the tension in your neck and your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Let your hands rest open. There is nothing to hold on to right now. Nothing to do, nothing to figure out. Your only task is to be here in this moment and to receive. Before we dive into the beautiful words of the psalm, let's set our intention for this time together. For so long, you may have viewed your anxiety as an enemy to be conquered, a battle to be won. You have fought it, resisted it, argued with it, and it has left you exhausted. Tonight, we are going to try a gentler way. Our intention is not to fight, but to find shelter. Imagine you are caught in a fierce, cold rainstorm. Your first instinct isn't to fight the storm, to shout at the clouds, or to try and stop the rain. Your first instinct is to find shelter, a place that is warm, dry, and safe, where you can wait for the storm to pass. Your anxiety is like that storm. It's loud, it's chaotic, and it feels overwhelming. Tonight, God is not asking you to stand outside and fight it. He is opening a door and inviting you inside. He is offering you a divine shelter. This shelter is not a physical place, but a spiritual one. It is a sanctuary built from His very presence, His unbreakable promises, and His unconditional love for you. It's a place where the winds of what if cannot reach you. It's a place where the cold rain of fear cannot touch you. It is a place of profound peace, and the door is wide open for you, and you don't have to be perfect to enter. You don't have to have it all together. You can come as you are, tired, worried, full of doubt, and feeling weak. Your weariness is not a barrier. It is your invitation. The shelter is for the tossed. It is for the weary traveler. It is for you. So as we begin, let that be your focus. With every word you hear, imagine you are stepping deeper into this shelter. With every breath, imagine you are breathing in the warm, safe air of His presence. We are not here to make the storm disappear. We are here to become so safe, so secure in the shelter, that the storm outside no longer has power over us. This is an honest guide because it acknowledges the reality of the storm, but it also declares the greater reality of the shelter. You are so welcome here. Let the walls of His love surround you. Let the roof of His faithfulness cover you. You are about to enter a place of deep, unshakable safety. Prepare your heart to rest. Let's take one slow, intentional breath together. Breathe in His invitation to peace. Hold it for a moment. And as you exhale, let go of the need to fight. Just let it all go. Surrender to the safety of this moment. Let these words be your key to that quiet place. The very first words of this psalm are not a command, but an address, a location, an invitation to a sacred space designed just for you. Listen, and let your heart be drawn in. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High. Let that phrase echo in your mind. Don't rush past it. Hear it again, even more slowly. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High. God has a place for you, and He calls it a secret place. Think about what that means. A secret is something precious, something intimate. It is not for the whole world. It is a place away from the noise, the opinions, the pressures, and the expectations of others. Your anxiety so often lives in the public square, doesn't it? It worries about perception, about performance, about judgment. But this secret place is a sanctuary from all of that. It is a hidden chamber in the heart of God, a place known only to you and to Him. In this place, you can be fully and completely yourself. You can be tired. You can be weak. You can be vulnerable. There is no pretense here. It is a place of absolute acceptance. And the psalmist uses a very specific word, dwells. He who dwells. To dwell is not to visit. You visit a hotel. You dwell in a home. This is not a place you run to for a quick, frantic prayer in a moment of panic before rushing back out into the storm. This is an invitation to live here, to make this secret place your spiritual home, your permanent address. Imagine that. Imagine your soul having a home where it is always safe, always cherished, and always at peace. This is not a physical place you have to travel to. It is a state of being you can access right now. By turning your thoughts to Him, by resting in His presence, you are stepping into this secret place. It is the quiet center of your being, the unshakable core that the storms of life cannot touch. The worries of tomorrow cannot enter this room. The regrets of yesterday have no key to this door. It is a holy, protected space, and you are being welcomed home. You are not striving to get here. You are simply arriving. You are accepting the invitation. Feel the atmosphere of this place. It is still. It is calm. The air is thick with a love that holds you without condition, and a peace that quiets your deepest fears. Let your body recognize this feeling of being home. Let your mind remember what it feels like to be truly safe. You are dwelling in the secret place of the Most High. You are not a visitor. You are a resident. You are home now, and in this home, you are safe. Let every muscle in your body relax into this truth. You are in the secret place. You are hidden from the world. You are seen only by the eyes of perfect love. This is where your journey into deep, healing sleep begins. Not in a struggle, but in a homecoming. Rest here. Dwell here. Be still. You are in the secret place of the Most High. As you settle deeper into this secret, holy place, The psalm gives us a beautiful, sensory image to help us understand what it feels like to be here. It describes the very atmosphere of this sanctuary. Listen to the second half of this first verse. Shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Let the comfort of that image envelop you. Let's hear it again and feel its truth. Shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. The word shadow can sometimes make us think of darkness or fear. But in the world this psalm was written in, a world of harsh desert sun, a shadow was one of the greatest blessings imaginable. It was a place of relief, a place of protection, a place of life-giving coolness. To be in a shadow meant you were safe from the relentless, scorching heat that could drain your strength and overwhelm you. Think of your anxiety as that harsh, blazing sun. All day long, it beats down on you. The heat of constant worry, the glare of worst-case scenarios, the relentless brightness of a mind that never shuts off. It leaves you feeling exposed, drained, and utterly exhausted. But now, God invites you to step out of that harsh sun and into His shadow. Imagine the shadow of a great ancient tree with strong branches and thick leaves. As you step into it, the relief is immediate. The temperature drops, the glare is gone. You can finally breathe deeply, feeling the coolness on your skin, feeling your heart rate begin to slow. This is the shadow of God. It is His presence, so vast and so near that it provides complete and total coverage for you. It is a shadow of protection, shielding you from the heat of your fears. And it is a shadow of intimacy. To be in something's shadow, you have to be very, very close to it. This is a promise of God's nearness to you right now. He is not far away. He is right here, so close that you are resting in His shade. And who is casting this shadow? The Almighty El Shaddai, the all-sufficient God, the one who is more than enough. The very power that flung the stars into space and commands the oceans is the same power that is now being used to gently, lovingly shelter you. His infinite strength becomes the source of your quiet, serene rest. You don't need to be strong tonight. You are resting in the shadow of the one who is almighty. Let yourself feel that relief now. Feel the coolness wash over your mind. Feel the tension release from your body as you step into this place of divine shade. You are covered. You are protected. You are near to the very heart of God. You are abiding under the shadow of the Almighty. You are safe. You are covered. The overwhelming heat of anxiety is fading away in the cool, gentle shade of His presence. And you are invited to abide here, to remain, to stay. This shadow will not move. It will not disappear with the morning sun. It is a constant, steady place of refuge for you, all through the night and into the new day. You are secure. You are abiding under the shadow of the Almighty. Rest here now. Let your heart speak this truth, even if it's just a whisper. From this place of safety, from within the secret place and under the shadow, the psalm guides us to take the next step. It moves us from passively receiving this peace to actively declaring it. It gives us the words to speak, the truth to anchor our souls, especially when our feelings are adrift in fear. Listen to this personal, powerful declaration of faith. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. Notice the choice in those first three words. I will say. Let that empower you. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. This is an act of the will. It's a conscious decision. The psalmist doesn't say, "I will wait until I feel like God is my refuge." He says, "I will say it." This is the honest guide for navigating anxiety. Sometimes, our faith is not a feeling we have, but a choice we make. It is the act of speaking God's truth over our situation, even when the feelings of fear are still making noise. It's aligning our spirit with what is true, rather than with what feels true in the moment. Tonight, you can make that same gentle, powerful choice. You can whisper this truth over your own heart. He is my refuge. A refuge is a safe place you run to when danger is near. It is a shelter from a storm. When the alarms of anxiety begin to ring in your mind, when that familiar feeling of panic starts to rise in your chest, God Himself is your refuge. You don't have to run far. You simply turn your mind inward to that secret place where He dwells, and you are instantly safe. He is your safe harbor in the storm, your escape from the overwhelming noise of your own thoughts, and He is my fortress. A fortress is different. A refuge is where you hide for safety. A fortress is a place that actively defends you. It is a mighty stronghold with high, thick walls designed for battle. When anxious thoughts, like an attacking army, lay siege to your mind, God is your fortress. His power, His love, and His truth are the impenetrable walls that the enemy cannot breach. You are not the one on the front lines, fighting these thoughts alone. You are safe inside the fortress, and the fortress itself is your defense. You are simply called to rest within its walls, knowing that you are fully and completely protected. You don't have to be strong enough. The fortress is dot. So tonight, as you lie here, you are in the most secure location in the universe. You are hidden in a refuge of perfect peace, and you are surrounded by a fortress of divine power. Let your body believe this truth. Feel your muscles relax. Feel your breathing deepen. You are inside the walls of God's own strength. Nothing can harm you here. You are saying of the Lord, He is my refuge. He is my fortress. You have run into your place of safety. You are resting inside your strong defense. Let this declaration be the anchor for your soul tonight. He is my refuge. He is my fortress. This is your truth. Rest in it now. Now we arrive at the very foundation upon which this refuge and fortress are built. It is the anchor that keeps our souls from drifting. The declaration of safety concludes with a statement of deep personal relationship. Listen to the final part of this powerful declaration. It is both simple and profound. My God, in Him I will trust. Let's hold that phrase gently in our minds. It is the key to everything. My God, in Him I will trust. Notice how personal those first two words are. My God, not just God as a distant, abstract concept, but my God. This is the language of belonging. It is the whisper of a heart that knows it is known. He is not a landlord of this fortress. He is your Father. He is yours, and you are His. This is the deepest source of our peace. The Almighty, the Creator of the cosmos, looks at you in this moment and calls you His beloved child. And you, in return, can look to Him and say, My God. In that simple, intimate exchange, there is a universe of safety and love. You belong to Him, and then comes the brave, gentle choice In him I will trust. For anyone who has lived with anxiety for years, trust can feel like a foreign language. Anxiety teaches us to mistrust everything: the future, other people, our own judgment, and sometimes even God. It screams at us to be vigilant, to stay on guard, to expect the worst. Trust is the complete opposite of that posture. Trust is an exhale. Trust is letting go of the heavy burden of control. Trust is the decision to believe that you are being held by someone who is stronger, wiser, and more loving than your greatest fear. This verse is an honest guide because it says, I will trust. It frames trust not as an effortless feeling, but as a conscious decision. On nights when fear is loud, your trust might feel very small. It might feel like a tiny, flickering flame. That is perfectly okay. You don't need a bonfire of trust. You are simply invited to place your small, flickering flame into the hands of the one who will protect it and never let it go out. You are not placing your trust in your ability to stay calm. You are not trusting in your circumstances to be perfect. You are placing your trust in a person, him, in his unfailing character, in his goodness, in his perfect love for you. So tonight, this is your gentle invitation to make the quiet decision to lean back into the strong and loving arms of your God, to hand over the exhausting job of being on watch. He is on watch for you. You can entrust your mind, your body, your spirit, and all of your tomorrows into his capable hands. You are choosing to place your trust in your God tonight. You are leaning back into his care, letting go of control, and knowing that he is holding you, that this is the ultimate act of rest, trust. You can close your eyes and know that the one who holds the stars in place is also holding you. You don't have to figure everything out. You just have to trust the one who has. Let this be the gentle rhythm of your heart as you drift deeper into sleep. My God, in him I will trust. You are safe with him. Rest in that trust now. Feel the knots of worry begin to untangle as you listen. Now that you have established your position of trust within your fortress, the psalm begins to detail the specific protections you are afforded. It becomes a beautiful catalog of your safety. The first promise addresses the dangers we don't even see coming, the ones that trap our minds. Listen to this deep and comforting assurance. Surely he shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler. Let that image of deliverance wash over you. It is a promise spoken with certainty. Surely he shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler. To understand this comfort, we have to picture a fowler. A fowler was a bird catcher. Primary tool was the snare, hidden trap, cleverly disguised in the landscape, designed to entangle a bird when it least expected it. One moment the bird is flying free, and the next it is caught, panicked, and struggling to escape, often making the trap even tighter. Does that sound familiar? This is a perfect metaphor for how anxiety works in our minds. It sets snares. The snare of overthinking, where one thought catches us and pulls us into a repetitive loop we can't break free from. The snare of a past memory, a regret that suddenly springs on us in the middle of the night, trapping us in shame. The snare of a future worry, a what-if scenario that catches our peace and throws us into a panic. These mental traps are insidious. They feel so real, so powerful, and the more we fight them, the more we struggle against them in our own strength, the more entangled we become. We feel caught, helpless, and exhausted by the struggle. But listen to the beautiful first word of the promise, surely. This is not a maybe or a perhaps. It is a divine guarantee. It is a certainty. God promises, surely, I will deliver you. He sees the hidden snares laid for your mind. He sees the thought patterns that have you trapped. He sees the worries that have you entangled, and He is your deliverer. He is the one who can gently reach down with skilled and loving hands and untangle the net. He can open the trap and set your mind free to soar once more. You do not have to find the escape route on your own. Your deliverer is here, and He is at work on your behalf. So tonight, as you lie here, you can bring those tangled thoughts to Him. Visualize them. The recurring worry about work, the fear about a relationship, the intrusive thought that won't leave you alone. See them as these snares, these nets. And now, visualize the gentle, strong hands of your loving God beginning to work on the knots. He is not ripping the net away. He is patiently, lovingly untangling you. See the snares loosening their grip. See them falling away. This is the work He is doing in your heart and mind right now, even as you rest. He is delivering you. You are being delivered from the hidden traps of anxiety. The snares of overthinking are loosening. The knots of worry are being untangled. Your mind is being set free. You do not have to remain caught tonight. You can surrender the struggle. Hand over your tangled thoughts to your deliverer. He is setting you free. Feel that freedom begin to dawn in your mind. A sense of lightness. A sense of space where there was once only struggle. You are no longer caught. You are delivered. Rest in that liberating truth. The promise of deliverance continues, moving from the external snare to the internal sickness that anxiety can create within us. God's care is thorough. It addresses every aspect of our being. Listen to this deep and cleansing promise of healing. And from the perilous pestilence, let that promise find the parts of you that have felt unwell for so long. Let's hear it again. And from the perilous pestilence. When we hear the word pestilence, our minds often go to a physical plague or a disease that sweeps through a community. And God's protection certainly includes our physical health. But for those who have lived in the grip of anxiety, we know there is another kind of pestilence, one that is just as real and just as dangerous. It is an emotional and spiritual sickness. It is an illness of the soul. Anxiety, in its chronic form, is a perilous pestilence. It infects our peace. It contaminates our joy. It spreads like a fever through our thoughts, leaving us feeling weak, afraid, and perpetually unwell. It is the lingering dread that sits in the pit of your stomach. It is the heavy weight on your chest that makes it feel hard to draw a full, deep breath. It is the constant, low-grade hum of fear that becomes the soundtrack to your life. It is a sickness that is invisible to others, but you feel its debilitating effects every single moment. It drains your energy. It steals your sleep. It whispers the lie that you will never feel truly healthy or whole again. It is perilous. It is dangerous to the life and health of your spirit, but the promise of your deliverer is absolute. He shall deliver you from this as well. He is the great physician, the healer of hearts, minds, and souls. He is not afraid of this sickness that has taken root in you. He is not intimidated by its long history in your life. His healing power is infinitely greater. His perfect peace is the antidote. His cleansing love is the cure. Tonight, as you rest, you are invited to bring this soul sickness to him. You can be honest about the parts of you that feel contaminated by fear and dread. You don't have to pretend you are strong. You don't have to hide your spiritual sickness. You can come to the healer just as you are and allow his restorative work to begin. Imagine his presence as a clean, healing light entering your body, your mind, your spirit. Imagine it soothing the frayed nerves, calming the frantic energy, and washing away the toxic residue of stress and fear. He is cleansing you from the inside out. He is restoring your soul. Breathe in God's healing peace, and as you breathe out, release all that feels unwell within you. Breathe out the dread. Breathe out the tension. Breathe out the fear. You are being healed from the pestilence of anxiety. God's peace is washing through you, cleansing you, and making you whole. You are receiving his divine health in your soul tonight. You do not have to carry this heaviness any longer. Let the healer take it from you. Allow his peace to be your medicine. Every gentle breath you take is an inhalation of his healing grace. Every moment you lie here in stillness, his restorative power is at work within you. The fever of fear is breaking. The sickness is receding. You are being delivered. You are being made well. Rest in his healing embrace. Now the psalm offers us one of the most tender, intimate, and comforting images of God's care in all of Scripture. It shifts from the language of a mighty deliverer to the language of a gentle, loving parent. If you have ever felt small, alone, or deeply vulnerable, this verse is a balm for your soul. Listen to this beautiful, soft promise. He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you shall take refuge. Let's just stay with that image for a moment. Feel the profound gentleness in those words. Let's hear them again. He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you shall take refuge. This is the image of a great mother bird, perhaps a majestic eagle, gathering her cherished young ones close to her. When a storm brews on the horizon, or when a predator is near, she does not tell her young to be brave or to fight. Her first and only instinct is to spread her powerful protective wings and draw them in, tucking them safely against the warmth of her own body. Under her wings, they are completely shielded. They cannot see the lightning flash. They cannot feel the cold wind. All they know is the soft down of her feathers, the steady beat of her heart, and the absolute security of her presence. They are hidden from all harm. This is a picture of how God cares for you tonight. He sees your vulnerability. He sees the fears that stalk you in the night. And his response is not one of judgment, but one of overwhelming tenderness. He is gathering you close. He is covering you with his feathers. Imagine that feeling right now, the feeling of being completely enveloped in a love that is both incredibly soft and unimaginably strong. The feathers represent his gentleness, his comfort, his tender care. The wings represent his almighty power to protect. In his embrace, you find the perfect union of both, strength and tenderness, holding you at the same time. Under his wings, you find your refuge. We hear that word again, refuge, a place to hide, a place of absolute safety. When you are tucked away under his wings, you do not have to face the terrors of the night alone. You are hidden in him. The worries that circle your mind cannot find you here. The fears that seek to paralyze you cannot reach you. You are hidden away in the safest place in the universe, close to the very heartbeat of your Creator. This is a promise of profound, tangible comfort. It is for the part of you that feels like a frightened child in the dark. It is for the moments when all you want is to be held and told that everything is going to be all right. That is what your Heavenly Father is doing for you at this very moment. He is holding you. He is covering you. He is whispering to your spirit, "You are safe with me. I have you. Just rest now." You do not have to be strong. You only have to allow yourself to be held. Surrender to the comfort of His embrace. You are covered by His feathers. You are sheltered under His wings. You are taking refuge in His loving arms. You are safe. You are cherished. Let your body sink even deeper into your bed and imagine that you are sinking into this divine comfort. Feel the warmth. Feel the security. Feel the gentle weight of His protective presence over you. You are a cherished child, being held by a perfect, loving Father. Let this beautiful image carry you into the deepest, most peaceful sleep you have ever known. Under His wings, you can finally, truly let go. Let this truth stand guard over your mind as you rest. From the soft, tender embrace of His wings, the psalm now returns to the imagery of a divine protector, a spiritual warrior guarding your peace. It provides you with a powerful tool, a piece of divine armor for your mind, especially when it feels under attack. Listen to this promise of unshakable defense. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. Let's allow the strength of those words to form a protective barrier around your thoughts tonight. Hear it again. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. In ancient times, a shield was a large piece of armor, often tall enough to protect a soldier's entire body from a volley of arrows fired from a distance. A buckler was a smaller, round shield, usually strapped to the arm, used for close quarters combat to deflect the blow of a sword. This promise tells you that God's truth provides both kinds of protection for your mind and heart. It is your defense against the large, overwhelming fears, and it is also your defense against the small, nagging worries that get in close. But what is His truth? His truth is the very fabric of reality. It is the truth of His character, that He is good, that He is loving, that He is faithful, that He is all-powerful and in control. His truth is also what He says about you, that you are His cherished child, that you are forgiven, that you are never alone, that your life has purpose. His truth is every single promise contained in this psalm we are meditating on tonight. And what is anxiety? At its core, anxiety is a liar. It is a master of deception. It whispers lies that feel intensely real, especially in the dark. These lies at our minds like fiery arrows, designed to cause panic, to steal our peace, and to isolate us in fear. The lie that says you are not safe. The lie that says something terrible is about to happen. The lie that says you are all alone in this. The lie that says you will never get better. The lie that says God has forgotten about you. These are the arrows that have wounded you for so long. But tonight, you are not defenseless. The promise is that you have a shield. His truth is your shield. You do not have to fight these lies with your own logic or your own strength. You do not have to argue with them. You are simply invited to lift the shield of His truth. By resting in this psalm, by allowing these promises to sink into your spirit, you are lifting your shield when the arrow lie comes that says you are alone. The shield of truth rises up and says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. When the fiery arrow of fear about the future flies toward you, the shield of truth says, the God who holds the universe holds your tomorrow. When the lie that you are too weak comes, the shield of truth says, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Imagine this shield over you right now. It is not made of wood or metal. It is forged from the very character of God. It is bright, it is strong, and it is unbreakable. Behind this shield, you are completely safe. You can let your mind rest. You can let go of the exhausting need to constantly defend yourself from your own thoughts. The shield is doing the work. All you need to do is rest behind it. God's truth is your shield. It is protecting your mind. It is guarding your heart. The lies of anxiety cannot penetrate this divine defense. Let the truth of His unconditional love for you be the fortress around your thoughts. Let the truth of His sovereignty be the peace that quiets your spirit. The battle of the mind is real, but you have been fully equipped for it. You have a shield. It is His truth, and behind it, you can finally find the deep, protected sleep you have been searching for. Rest now, warrior. Your shield is up. Now the psalm speaks directly to the heart of our struggle. It names the very fear that has brought you here tonight, seeking solace. The voice here is one of profound empathy and even greater authority. This is a promise spoken directly into your deepest nighttime fears. Listen as this divine decree is spoken over you, right here, right now. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night. Let that promise land in the deepest part of your soul. This is not a helpful suggestion. It is a declaration of your new reality. Let it echo. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night. The terror by night. The Bible is so beautifully honest. It doesn't just say worries or concerns. It uses the word terror. It gives a name to what you have experienced. It validates the reality that the night can hold a unique and profound kind of fear that goes beyond simple anxiety. It's the sudden jolt of adrenaline that pulls you from the edge of sleep. It's the racing heart that begins for no apparent reason. It's the shapeless, nameless dread that can fill your room and make you feel small and alone. It's the overwhelming sense of doom that can descend in the lonely, quiet hours before the dawn. For the overthinker, the terror by night is the way a small, manageable concern from the daytime can mutate in the darkness, growing into a monstrous, unsolvable catastrophe. Your mind, free from the distractions of the day, can become a theater for your worst fears, playing them out on a loop. This is a deep and painful kind of suffering, and it can make you dread the simple act of closing your eyes. It can make your bed feel like a place of anxiety instead of a place of rest. But into this very specific, very real terror, God speaks this powerful, unshakable promise: you shall not be afraid. Notice the certainty. He does not say, try not to be afraid. He does not say, I hope you won't be afraid. He declares it as a fact, a truth that supersedes your feelings. But how can this be? It is not a command to suppress your fear. It is a promise of a greater reality. You will not be afraid because of everything we have already established, because you are dwelling in the secret place, because you are resting under his shadow, because he is your refuge and your fortress, because his truth is your shield. His presence in your life fundamentally changes your relationship with the night. His protection neutralizes the terror. It's like being inside a sturdy, warm house during a hurricane. The wind is still howling outside. The storm is still raging, but you are not afraid because you are safe within the walls. The storm has no power over you. Tonight, you are inside the house of God's presence. The terror by night may howl outside, but it cannot get in. It cannot touch you. Therefore, you shall not be afraid of it. This is a promise you can claim right now as your own. You can gently speak it over your own heart. I will not be afraid of the terror by night. Let it be a gentle command of peace to your own soul, reminding it of where it is dwelling tonight. You are safe from the terror of the night. God's presence fills this room. His perfect peace is greater than your deepest fear. You shall not be afraid. The night is being redeemed for you. It is no longer an enemy to be feared, but a sanctuary to be enjoyed. The darkness is no longer a canvas for your fears, but a quiet, velvet backdrop for the gentle light of his presence. You can release the long-held dread you have associated with bedtime. You are being retrained, reconditioned by the Spirit of God to see the night as a time of safety, a time of healing, and a time of deep, peaceful communion with the God who never sleeps and who is watching over you at this very moment. Release the fear, embrace the peace. You are safe. As night falls, you can let go of the day's battles. You are safe now. The psalm continues its beautiful inventory of your protection, seamlessly moving from the fears that are born in the night to the anxieties that we carry with us from our waking hours. It acknowledges that so much of our nighttime struggle begins with the unresolved stress of the day. Listen to this next promise of protection, nor of the arrow that flies by day. This is a promise that extends God's peace back in time to cover the hurts and worries of the day that is now past. Let it soothe your mind. Nor of the arrow that flies by day. What is this arrow that flies by day? It is a powerful metaphor for anything that comes at you suddenly and sharply during your waking hours, with the intent to pierce your peace. Think about your day. Perhaps it was the arrow of a critical email that landed in your inbox. Perhaps it was the arrow of a harsh or unkind word from a friend or a family member. It could be the arrow of sudden bad news, or the sharp sting of seeing something that made you feel insecure or less than. It could be the arrow of your own mistake, a moment of failure that brought a wave of shame. These are the arrows of the day. They fly swiftly, they strike deeply, and they leave a wound. And so often, these are the very wounds that we bring with us to bed. We lie in the dark, and our minds, like a slow-motion replay, show us the arrow hitting its mark over and over again. We reread the hurtful email. We rehear the critical tone of voice. We refeel the sting of failure. The wounds from these daytime arrows throb and ache in the quiet of the night, making true rest impossible. Our bodies are here, in this bed, but our minds are still out on the battlefield of the day, reliving the impacts. But this promise is your permission to come home from the battle. God's protection is not just for the future. It is for the past, even the immediate past of the day that has just ended. He sees the arrows that were aimed at you. He sees the wounds they left, and he promises that his protection covers them as well. He is your shield, not just against the terrors of the night, but against the lingering pain of the day. This is your invitation to consciously lay down the day's battles. You do not need to carry them into this sacred space of rest. Visualize yourself doing that right now. See each of those arrows, the stressful meeting, the difficult conversation, the moment of anxiety. See them clearly, and then, one by one, imagine yourself taking them and laying them down, just outside the door of this secret place, this shelter. You are leaving them behind. You don't have to analyze them anymore. You don't have to understand their trajectory. You don't have to plan your defense for tomorrow. Not now. Tonight is for rest. Tonight is for healing. You are protected from the lingering arrows of the day. You are laying down the battles you fought. The hurts and stresses of your day are not allowed to enter this place of peace. The day is done. Its power over you is now finished. You have stepped out of the battlefield and into the sanctuary. The arrows are outside the walls. They cannot reach you here. Your only task now is to receive the healing balm of God's presence, which He is applying to the places where you were wounded. The day is over. You are safe now. Rest. The theme of protection now expands to become truly all-encompassing. The psalm leaves no room for doubt, no crevice for fear to hide in. It covers every possible angle, every type of threat, whether it moves slowly in the shadows or strikes suddenly in the light. It is a promise of complete 360-degree security. Listen to the breathtaking scope of this divine watchfulness, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. Let's allow each part of this promise to build a higher and stronger wall of peace around you. First, the hidden threat, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness. We spoke before of pestilence as the sickness of anxiety. Here it is described in a specific way. It walks in darkness. This beautifully captures the nature of our slow-building fears. These are the anxieties. With a sudden panic attack, they creep in. They move silently in the shadows of our minds. It's the low-grade, constant worry about your health. It's the gradual erosion of your confidence at work. It's the negative self-talk that slowly, almost imperceptibly, takes root and begins to poison your perspective. It is the kind of trouble that you don't even see coming until you are already sick with its effects. God sees this. He sees the dangers that move in the shadows of your life, and His protection guards you even from these insidious, unseen threats. Then, the psalm immediately covers the complete opposite, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. This is the sudden crisis, the thing you never saw coming. It happens in broad daylight, in the middle of a normal day. It's the phone call that changes everything. It's the sudden accident. It's the unexpected loss. It is the kind of shocking event that shatters your sense of safety and leaves you reeling. This speaks directly to the fear of the unknown, the fear of being blindsided by life. It is the very fear that fuels a state of hypervigilance, that exhausting feeling that you must always be on guard, always waiting for the other shoe to drop. But look at the magnificent, all-inclusive nature of this promise. God is essentially saying to you, I will protect you from the dangers that creep in slowly and secretly, and I will protect you from the dangers that explode suddenly and openly. I will guard you from what you can't see in the dark, and I will guard you from what you can't predict in the light. In the quiet of the night and in the busyness of the day, my protection over you is constant and complete. There are no gaps in His coverage. There are no loopholes in His care. Your anxious mind will always try to find one. It will whisper, yes, but what about this specific scenario? And God's answer is this verse. Whatever your this is, it is covered. You can finally, truly, relax the part of you that has felt responsible for being the lookout. You can resign from your post as the chief of your own security. The position has been filled by the God of the universe. He is on watch so that you can sleep. He is vigilant so that you can be at peace. You are protected from things seen and unseen, from dangers that creep and dangers that crash. Your safety is absolute. You are completely and totally covered. Let your body fully absorb the deep relief of this truth, the profound rest that comes from knowing you don't have to be on guard anymore. You are being watched over by a protector who sees everything and misses nothing. You are safe from everything at all times. Rest in that perfect, all-encompassing security now, even when the world feels like it is spinning out of control. Listen to this next truth. The psalm now demonstrates its profound honesty. It does not offer a peace based on pretending that the world is a safe and orderly place. True, resilient peace is found not in denying reality, but in knowing we are safe in the midst of reality. Listen to how the psalmist acknowledges the state of the world. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand. Let that stark observation settle for a moment. This is not a verse of fantasy. It is a verse rooted in the clear-eyed truth of the human condition. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand. The Bible does not shield us from the fact that the world can be, and often is, a chaotic and dangerous place. We don't need scripture to tell us this. We see it every day. We see it on the news headlines that scroll across our screens. We see it in the urgent posts on our social media feeds. We see it in the lives of our colleagues, our neighbors, and sometimes in the mirror. There is sickness. There is financial uncertainty. There is loss. There is conflict. People's plans crumble. Their lives are turned upside down in an instant. This verse looks that reality squarely in the face and does not blink. It does not look away. This is deeply important for your anxious heart to hear, because your anxiety is not irrational for noticing the chaos. Your fear is not crazy for being aware that things can and do go wrong. You live in a world where 1,000 do fall at one side and 10,000 at the other. This verse validates your experience. It says, yes, the chaos you perceive is real. The danger you sense is not just in your head, and there can be a profound, unexpected comfort in simply being seen and understood. God is not telling you to ignore what you see. He is acknowledging that He sees it too. He sees the global instability. He sees the personal struggles. He sees the sickness and the sorrow. He sees the thousands and the tens of thousands who are falling into trouble. Nothing that you see is a surprise to Him. The chaos of the world does not overwhelm Him. He is not in heaven wringing his hands, worried about what will happen next. He sees it all with perfect clarity, from a position of perfect peace and unshakable authority. He wants you to know that it is okay for you to see it too. You do not have to live in a state of forced positivity, pretending everything is wonderful, when you can clearly see that it is not. You are allowed to be honest about the brokenness of the world, but you are invited not to let that be the final word. You are invited to see the chaos, to acknowledge its reality, and then to look beyond it, and above it, to the one who is enthroned over it all. The peace that God offers is not a fragile, delicate thing that shatters at the first sign of trouble. It is a robust, resilient peace that can exist right in the middle of a chaotic world. It is the peace of the eye of the hurricane. The destructive winds are raging all around, but in the very center, there is an unexplainable, supernatural calm. That is the place you are being invited to dwell tonight. You can acknowledge the chaos of the world without allowing that chaos to enter your heart. You are seeing reality, but you are also resting in a greater reality, God's complete sovereignty over it all. You can be honest about the storm, and you can be confident in your shelter. The world may be shaking, but your foundation, the rock upon which you stand, is firm and unmovable. Rest in the one who is unshaken, even when everything else seems to be falling apart. Now, immediately, after that starkly honest picture of the world, comes one of the most powerful, definitive, and deeply reassuring promises in all of Scripture. It is a line drawn in the sand by the hand of God Himself, a divine boundary of peace established just for you. Listen to this incredible, world-altering statement: "But it shall not come near you." Let that short, potent phrase be the loudest voice in your mind tonight. Let it silence every other fear. Let's hear it again and again. Let it become the very atmosphere you breathe. But it shall not come near you. One more time, as a final, absolute decree over your life. But it shall not come near you. This is the great but of God. This is the divine interruption. Yes, the chaos is real. Yes, the world is broken. Yes, 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand. But that one small word changes everything. It is the pivot point on which all of your peace depends. It is the sound of God Himself stepping in and standing between you and the chaos of the world. He is actively creating a zone of safety, a perimeter of peace, a sanctuary around your life, your home, and your mind. The turmoil that plagues the world may be a reality, but He has drawn a holy boundary line that it is not permitted to cross. The pandemic of fear and anxiety that infects so many does not have the final say over you. The destruction that may be happening out there does not have a key to your front door. It does not have permission to enter your sacred space of rest. This is a promise of divine separation. You are in this world, but you are kept by a higher power. You are set apart, sealed, protected. Imagine it now. Visualize a beautiful, shimmering sphere of golden light all around you. It encompasses your bed. It fills your room. It surrounds your home. This light is the very presence of God, your fortress. Now see the waves of the world's chaos, the bad news, the fearful statistics, the stressful demands. See them as dark waves crashing against this sphere of light, but they cannot penetrate it. They break upon its surface and dissipate into nothing. Inside this sphere where you are, it is perfectly calm, perfectly still, perfectly safe. That is where you are dwelling tonight. That is where you are resting. This promise is your spiritual authority to say no to fear. When a worried thought about the state of the world tries to enter your mind, you can gently but firmly say to it, "No, you cannot come near me. I am dwelling in the shelter of the Most High." When the chaos of the news tries to steal your peace, you can remind your soul that is outside the boundary, "It shall not come near me." This is not arrogance. It is the humble act of standing on the word that God has spoken over you. It is choosing to believe that what He says is more real than what you see or feel. You are His beloved child, and He has drawn a circle of divine protection around you. A divine boundary has been drawn around you. The chaos of the world cannot come near you. You are separated, protected, and kept in His perfect peace. Feel that boundary now. Feel its strength. Feel the deep security it brings. The world can continue to rage, but it cannot touch the core of your peace, which is hidden with Christ in God. It shall not come near you. Rest in that absolute, unshakable promise. You are safe. You are separate. You are at peace. From this place of rest, your perspective begins to clear. The next verse in our song can sometimes sound harsh or confusing to our modern ears. But when we approach it with a soft heart and view it through the lens of peace and anxiety, it reveals a profound and gentle comfort. It is about the radical shift in perspective that occurs when we are truly resting in God's safety. Listen carefully to this promise of new sight. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked. This verse needs to be handled with great care because its comfort is deep but subtle. Let's hear it again. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked. The heart of our loving God is not one of vengeance or gloating. This is not a promise that you will delight in seeing others punished. Instead, this is a promise of gaining a peaceful, detached perspective. From your place of safety, from inside your fortress, from within the sphere of light, you will be able to look out at the world and see things with a new clarity. The word wicked here can be understood not just as evil people, but as a way of living that is contrary to God's design for peace. A way of living driven by fear, by striving, by anxiety, by the desperate need for control, by trusting in one's own strength. And what is the reward for that way of living? What is the natural outcome, the harvest of a life planted in the soil of anxiety? The reward for anxiety is more anxiety. The reward for a life of frantic striving is exhaustion. The reward for trying to control everything is the crushing weight of everything. You know this. You have lived this. You have tasted the bitter fruit of that way of living. You have seen and you have felt the turmoil that is the natural consequence of a life lived outside the shelter of God's peace. So this verse is a quiet affirmation of the wise choice you are making tonight. By choosing to trust, by choosing to enter the shelter, you are stepping off that painful, exhausting path. You are choosing a different way of living, a way that leads to a very different reward, the reward of peace, stillness, and deep rest. From this new place of stillness, you will be able to look back at the frantic energy of a fear-driven life and see it for what it truly is, not with judgment for those still on that path, but with deep compassion for them and overwhelming gratitude for your own deliverance. You will become a peaceful observer of the world's chaos rather than a participant in it. You will see it with your eyes, but you will no longer feel it in your soul. It is like being in a warm, cozy cabin high in the mountains. You can look out the window and see a violent blizzard raging. You see the snow whipping sideways. You hear the wind howl. You can observe the storm in all its fury, but you are completely untouched by it. You are not cold. You are not afraid. You are safe. You are warm, and you are deeply grateful to be inside. From your place of safety, you are gaining a new, peaceful perspective. You are an observer of the world's turmoil, not a victim of it. You are filled with gratitude for being in the shelter of His peace. This is the gift of a quieted mind. The ability to see life clearly without being swept away by its emotional currents. This is the peace that God is giving you. A peace that allows you to look upon a troubled world with compassion in your heart, but with a deep, settled knowledge in your spirit that you have chosen the better way, the way of trust, the way of rest, and its reward is the deep, healing sleep you are now beginning to experience. Now the psalm comes full circle. It brings us back to the very beginning, to the foundation upon which all of these incredible promises are built. It reminds us of the simple, beautiful choice that we have made, the choice that unlocks this entire reality of divine peace and protection. Listen to this reminder of your heart's true home, because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. Let that first word, because, sink deep into your spirit. It is the reason. It is the cause. Because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. Everything that we have just heard, the promise that the chaos will not come near you, the promise of angelic protection, that is about to come, all of it hinges on this one simple condition. It is all a consequence of this one act of your heart, the act of making the Lord your dwelling place. We spoke of this when we began. We spoke of the profound difference between visiting a place and dwelling there. A hospital is a place you visit when you are sick. A home is a place you dwell, a place you live, a place you belong. God does not want to be your emergency room, the place you run to only when life becomes unbearable. He longs to be your home, the place where you live and move and have your being, the place you start from in the morning and the place you return to for rest every single night. And the verse says, because you have made, it is written in the past tense. This is not something you are striving to do. It is a choice you have already made. By being here tonight, by choosing to listen to these words instead of the voice of anxiety, by turning your heart toward Him for comfort and for rest, you have made Him your dwelling place. You have declared with your time, your focus, and your intention, Lord, you are my home. You are where my soul belongs. You are where I find my rest. It is not a complex theological achievement. It is a simple turning of the heart, a simple orientation of your spirit toward His dot. You have made the Lord, who the psalmist called his refuge, your dwelling place. You have taken this ancient, powerful truth and you have personalized it. You have made it your own reality. You have chosen to believe that the Most High God, the Creator of heaven and earth, is not a distant, impersonal force, but a warm and welcoming home for your spirit. This is the key that unlocks all the treasures of this psalm. It is not about being a perfect person. It is not about having a flawless faith or zero fear. It is simply about where you have chosen to set up residence. Do you choose to live in the chaotic landscape of your worries? Or do you choose to live in the peaceful sanctuary of His presence? Tonight, you have chosen His presence. And because of that choice, a cascade of blessings and protections is released over your life, because your spiritual address is in Him. All the benefits and protections of that home are yours by right. So, in the quiet of your heart right now, gently reaffirm that choice. Let it be a soft, simple whisper. Lord, you are my home. Feel the deep sense of belonging that comes with that declaration. You are not a guest here, hoping you don't overstay your welcome. You are a child in your Father's house. And in your Father's house, you are always safe, always wanted, always at home. The Lord is your dwelling place. You have made Him your home, and because you live in Him, you are surrounded by His unbreakable promises. This is where you belong, in this place of peace, in this house of love. You are home. Let every part of you relax into the feeling of being completely and totally at home in the presence of God. You can rest now. You are home. Breathe in that promise. Let it fill every corner of your room and every corner of your mind. Because you have made the Lord your home, the very next promise flows as a direct and natural consequence. It is a divine seal of protection placed upon your life and your surroundings. Listen to this absolute guarantee of your complete well-being. No evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. Let the unshakable certainty in these words calm every remaining fear. Let's hear it again, spoken not as a hope, but as a fact over your life tonight. No evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. Let's gently unpack these two powerful statements of security. The first part is a sweeping promise. No evil shall befall you. In the context of this psalm, evil is more than just random trouble or hardship. It speaks of things with a malicious, spiritual intent. It is the destructive force that seeks to attack your soul, to steal your peace, and to sever your connection to your source of life and love. Who is God? It is the work of the spiritual enemy who preys on those who are anxious and afraid, whispering lies to amplify their fear. This is a divine restraining order. It is God declaring that those forces of spiritual darkness cannot ultimately have you. They cannot touch the core of who you are. When evil comes looking for a foothold, when it seeks to establish a stronghold of fear in your mind, it comes up against the impenetrable fortress of God's presence, and it must turn back. Your mind, your heart, and your spirit are sealed, protected, and claimed by a higher power. They are off limits to evil. Then the promise becomes even more specific and personal, extending to your immediate surroundings. Nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. We have spoken of a plague as both a physical sickness and the emotional, spiritual sickness of anxiety. Here, the promise is that this protection extends beyond your person and fills the very space you are in. Your dwelling, your home, your apartment, the very room you are sleeping in right now, is being covered by this promise. God's protection is creating a sanctuary of peace, health, and wholeness right where you are. This space where you sleep is becoming consecrated ground, a place where sickness of body and sickness of spirit are not welcome. The plague of anxiety which may have run rampant in your mind for so long, is being stopped at the threshold. It cannot come near your dwelling, because your true dwelling place is the Lord Himself, and His presence now fills your physical home. Take a moment and visualize this reality. Imagine a gentle, cleansing light, the very presence of God, beginning to fill the room you are in. See it pushing out any lingering stress from the day. See it expelling any shadows of fear. This room is now a safe zone. Your home is a haven of peace. No evil can ultimately harm you. No plague of body or mind can cross the threshold of your home. You and your space are completely and totally protected by God. Let your body fully and completely accept this truth. Let the tension in your shoulders release with the knowledge that you are safe. Let the knot in your stomach unwind as you accept that the room you are in is safe. Let your breathing become deep and slow, knowing that your home is safe. There is a hedge of divine protection planted firmly around you. You can sleep deeply and without reservation, knowing that the watchman of your soul, the guardian of your home, is on duty. He never slumbers nor sleeps. He is watching over you and your dwelling at this very moment. Rest in that unbroken, powerful safety. Now, as if the promise of God's own presence as your fortress were not enough, He reveals another layer of His meticulous, astonishingly personal care for you. He does not just protect you by His own power. He also dispatches His royal guard, His own heavenly attendants, to ensure your safety. Listen to this beautiful and wondrous promise. It is a window into the unseen reality that surrounds you right now. For He shall give His angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. Let the wonder and the profound comfort of that promise fill your imagination. Let it become more real to you than the bed you are lying on. Let's hear it one more time. For He shall give His angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. Think about what this is saying. God, the commander of the heavenly armies, gives a direct order. He commands His angels, these powerful, majestic beings of light and strength, and He gives them a specific mission. He gives them a charge, and that charge, that sacred assignment, is you. You are their mission. Their holy task is to watch over you, to guard you, and to protect you. This is not a sweet fairy tale or a sentimental myth. It is a spiritual reality, a promise woven throughout the fabric of Scripture. You are not alone in this room tonight. You are, at this very moment, surrounded by a heavenly security detail, assigned specifically to you by the King of the universe. Let this truth dismantle the lies of anxiety that tell you that you are insignificant, that your problems are small and unimportant, that you are a bother to God. This single verse declares the complete opposite. It declares that you are so precious, so infinitely valued in the eyes of your Creator, that heaven itself is mobilized for your personal care. You are worthy of an angelic guard. And what is their assignment? To keep you in all your ways. This protection is not just for this moment, as you lie here about to sleep. It is a constant 24/7 watch. When you wake in the morning, they are with you. As you walk through your day tomorrow, you will not be walking alone. As you face challenges at work, navigate difficult conversations, or simply go about your daily tasks, you are being guarded. Your steps are being watched over. This angelic protection is vigilant, powerful and unceasing. Tonight, as you lie in the quiet of your room, let your spiritual senses awaken to this unseen reality. Imagine these strong, peaceful, light-filled protectors standing guard. They are a silent, invisible presence, dispatched from the very throne room of heaven with one singular purpose: to ensure your safety and your peace. They are a wall of defense against any terror by night. They are a barrier against any harm that would seek to come near you. You can truly, deeply, and completely relax, knowing that you are this well protected. You have the Creator of the universe as your personal fortress, and you have His elite angelic forces as your personal bodyguards. There is no safer person on this earth tonight than you. Angels have been given a direct command from God to watch over you. They are guarding you in this very room at this very moment. You are surrounded by heavenly protection. Feel the profound peace that this incredible knowledge brings. You are so deeply cared for, so thoroughly protected. Let go of any last remnant of tension in your body. Surrender completely to this wonderful reality. You are being watched over by angels. You can now sleep the sleep of the truly safe, the truly cherished, and the truly beloved. Rest now in the silent, powerful company of your heavenly guardians. Let's slow down even more now. The psalm continues to describe the breathtakingly detailed and personal nature of this angelic protection. It is not just about guarding you from major catastrophes or significant spiritual attacks. The care of heaven is so meticulous that it extends to the smallest details of your life. Listen to the tenderness and the intimacy of this care. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. Let that beautiful image of being carried bring a deep sense of relief to your weary soul. Let's hear it again. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. This is a beautiful and powerful metaphor for the way God, through His angels, protects us from the smaller, everyday things that can cause us to stumble. Think about it. Dashing your foot against a stone is not a life-threatening disaster. It's not a lion attack or a great flood. It's a minor obstacle. It's an annoyance. But stumbling on a small stone can still cause you to fall, to get hurt, to be thrown off balance and off course. What are the stones in your daily path? It is the small, nagging worry that you just can't seem to shake. It's the irritating comment from a coworker that gets stuck in your mind and replays on a loop. It's the little mistake you made that your inner critic magnifies into a major failure. It is the daily anxieties and frustrations that, while not catastrophic in themselves, can easily trip you up and send you spiraling down into a familiar place of fear, agitation, and sleeplessness. These are the stones that line the path of every person, especially those who struggle with overthinking and anxiety. And this verse makes a revolutionary promise. It promises that God's care for you is so detailed, so personal, so meticulous, that He dispatches His angels to protect you even from these small things. In their hands they shall bear you up. This is the image of being gently lifted, of being carried over the obstacle before you even have a chance to stumble on it. It means that you do not have to navigate the minefield of daily worries and irritations on your own. There is a divine assistance available to you, lifting you over the very things that are designed to trip you up. It means that when a small worry begins to grow in your mind, A sudden, unexpected sense of peace can come and lift you over it. It means that when you are about to fall into an old, destructive thought pattern, a gentle reminder of God's truth can catch you and carry you to safety. This is a promise of a smoother path. It is a promise that you do not have to walk through life on high alert, carefully watching every single step, terrified of making a misstep. You are being carried. This is your invitation to walk with a lighter heart. You can let go of the hypervigilance that tries to anticipate every potential problem, every little stone on the path ahead. You can trust that you are being guided and protected in a way that is far more thorough and effective than your own worry could ever be. You are being borne up on heavenly hands. You don't have to worry about every little step. You are being carried. Divine hands are lifting you over the small things that would cause you to stumble. Feel yourself being lifted now, lifted above the petty annoyances of the day, lifted above the nagging, repetitive worries, lifted into a place of serenity, grace, and effortless movement. You are being carried. Let go of the strain. Let go of the effort. Allow yourself to be borne up by the loving, meticulous care of your God. Your path is being made smooth. Your steps are being made secure. You can rest. You are being carried. This part of the psalm brings us even closer to stillness and to a quiet, confident strength. After describing the many layers of divine defensive protection, the psalm now shifts to a promise of offensive victory. It is not just that your fears cannot harm you. It is that, from your place of rest, you have been given a position of authority over them. Listen to this powerful declaration of your spiritual standing. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot. This is not a call to a physical battle. It is a powerful, poetic picture of your victory over your greatest spiritual and emotional enemies. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot. Let's gently and carefully reinterpret this fierce imagery for your anxious heart tonight. The lion and the young lion. These represent the loud, roaring, overwhelming fears in your life. The anxieties that seem so big, so powerful, that they paralyze you with their roar. This is the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of the future, the terror of a panic attack. They roar in your mind, trying to intimidate you, to make you feel small, helpless, and weak. And the cobra, the serpent, these represent the other kind of fear, the quiet, sneaky, hidden, poisonous fears. It's the insidious whisper of self-doubt that tells you you're not good enough. It's the venom of a past trauma that can strike without warning. It is the subtle, poisonous lie that you are unworthy of love, or that you will always be this way. These fears don't always roar. They slither silently into your thoughts, injecting their venom before you are even aware of their presence. For years, these lions and these serpents may have terrified you. You may have spent your life running from them, hiding from them, or trying in vain to fight them in your own strength. But this verse declares a radical reversal of power. From your position of safety in God, from your dwelling place in the secret place, you have been given authority over them. You shall tread upon them. You shall trample them underfoot. This is the language of complete and total victory. But this is the crucial part to understand for your rest tonight. This is not a command for you to go out and fight. This is a statement of your new position. You are not fighting for victory. You are resting in a victory that has already been won for you by Christ. As you abide in Him, as you rest in the shelter, you are automatically elevated to a position of authority. From this high place of safety, the things that once terrified you now look small. They are brought low. They are placed under your feet. It means that when the lion of panic roars, you don't have to engage it. You can simply remain in your place of rest, knowing that its roar is now just noise. It has lost its power over you. When the serpent of self-doubt whispers its poison, you can, from your position of rest, crush its head with the simple truth of who God says you are. Your fear does not have power over you. In Christ, you are resting in a place of victory over all that frightens you. You are not the victim of your anxiety tonight. You are not helpless before your fears. You are resting in the one who has already overcome the world. And that same overcoming power is now your peace, your protection, and your position. Let this truth sink deep into your spirit. The lions and the cobras that have tormented you have been disarmed. They have been Lord, you can rest now, not in the absence of a roar, but in the presence of the one who is infinitely greater than any roar. Rest in His victory. It is now your victory. To dot and now. Listen with your whole heart. The voice of the psalm is about to shift in the most beautiful way. Up until this point, it has been the psalmist speaking about God, describing His promises and His protection. But for these final climactic verses, the voice changes. It is God Himself who now speaks. This is a direct, personal, intimate message from the heart of the Father to you, His beloved child. Let these words wash over you like a warm, loving tide. Listen to the voice of your God, because He has set His love upon me. Therefore, I will deliver him. He sees you. He sees your heart's turn toward Him tonight. He sees your desire for His comfort, your choice to listen to His word. He calls that setting your love upon me. And because of that simple, beautiful act of your heart, He makes a promise directly to you. I will deliver you. I will rescue you from everything you fear. I will set him on high because he has known my name. To know His name is to know His character, His nature. And tonight, you have come to know His name in a deeper way. You know Him as refuge. You know Him as fortress. You know Him as your shelter. And because you have known Him in this intimate way, He makes this promise. I will set you on high. I will lift you up out of the low valley of fear and anxiety and place your feet on a high, safe, solid rock of peace, where the troubles below cannot reach you. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. This is a promise of an always open line of communication. Your faintest whisper, your deepest cry, even the unspoken groaning of your anxious heart, He hears it all. You are never bothering Him. He is always listening, and He promises to always answer. You are heard. You are known. I will be with him in trouble. This is perhaps the most precious promise of all. He does not promise you a life free from trouble, but He makes an unbreakable, sacred vow to be with you in it. You will never face a moment of your fear alone. You will never walk through a single valley of darkness by yourself. When you are in the very middle of your trouble, He is right there with you, closer than your own breath, holding you, sustaining you. I will deliver him and honor him. He repeats the promise to deliver you And then he adds this, and honor him. Where anxiety has brought you shame, he will bring you honor. He will turn your story of struggle into a testimony of his strength and faithfulness. He will bestow a crown of dignity and grace upon you. Where fear once placed a yoke of weakness, with long life I will satisfy him. This is a promise of a full, rich, abundant life. Not just a long life in terms of years, but a satisfying life in terms of its quality. He promises to fill your days with goodness, with purpose, and with his peace, chasing away the dread that whispers your life will be cut short or ruined by worry, and show him my salvation. Salvation, here, is the great, all-encompassing word for wholeness. It is healing for your body, peace for your mind, restoration for your soul. It is complete deliverance. It is total safety. He promises to show you, to let you fully experience his complete rescue plan for every single part of your being. This is God's personal, binding covenant with you, spoken from his heart to yours. Because you have turned to him tonight, he is promising you deliverance, elevation, a listening ear, his constant presence, honor, a full and satisfying life, and complete wholeness. This is his will for you. This is his unwavering promise. You are deeply loved by God. He promises to deliver you, to be with you, to answer you, and to give you his complete salvation. These promises are yours tonight. Asterisk. Let these words, spoken from the heart of God himself, be the final truth that settles over you. Believe them, receive them, rest in them. He has spoken, and his word is forever true. And so, as we come to the end of our meditation on this beautiful psalm, let's take a few moments to gather all of these incredible promises together. Let's weave them into a final prayer, a gentle blanket of truth to cover you as you drift off to sleep. There is nothing for you to do, no words you need to say. Simply rest and receive this prayer as if it is being spoken from your own heart. Let these words be your final offering of trust tonight. O Lord, my God, my loving Heavenly Father, you are my refuge and you are my fortress. Tonight, I have heard your invitation and I have accepted it. I have made you my dwelling place. I choose to make my home in you. Thank you for creating a secret place for my soul, a hidden sanctuary of safety and perfect peace, away from the noise and the fear of the world. Thank you for inviting me to abide under your shadow, the cool, quiet shade of your presence, where the burning heat of my anxiety must fade away. I trust in you, in your goodness, in your strength. I place my weary mind and my anxious heart into your hands. I trust you to deliver me from the hidden snares of overthinking, the mental traps that have held me captive for so long. I trust you to heal me from the perilous pestilence of anxiety, the unseen sickness that has been so heavy on my spirit. Thank you for your healing touch, which is making me whole, even now as I rest. Cover me tonight, Lord, with your feathers. Let me feel the comfort and the gentleness of your embrace. Let me find my deepest, most secure rest under the protection of your mighty wings. And let your truth, your unshakable, unbreakable word, be the strong shield that guards my mind and my heart. Stand watch over my thoughts, Lord, and protect them from every lie of the enemy. Because of your promise, I release my fear of the terror by night. I declare that my room, my home, and my mind are filled with your peace, which is greater than any darkness. I lay down the arrows of the day that is past, the hurts, the stresses, the worries. I leave them outside this holy place of rest. I trust in your all-encompassing protection, which guards me from dangers seen and unseen, from the things that creep in slowly and the things that strike suddenly. The world may be in chaos, but I will rest in the calm, quiet center of your will, knowing that the turmoil shall not come near me. Thank you for the miracle of your angels, the heavenly guardians you have set in charge over me. Thank you for their watchful care, for bearing me up when I am weak, and for carrying me over the small stones that would cause me to stumble. In your strength, I am victorious. I receive the authority you have given me over the roaring lions of overwhelming fear and the subtle serpents of poisonous thoughts. I do not have to fight them. I simply rest in your victory. And Lord, I have heard your own voice speaking directly to my heart tonight. I receive your personal promises. You will deliver me. You will answer me when I call. You will be with me in trouble. You will honor me. Your peace. I receive your protection. I receive your rest. Let them be the last thoughts you are aware of as you drift into sleep. I am dwelling in the secret place of the Most High. I am abiding under the shadow of the Almighty. I am being delivered from every mental trap and healed from every spiritual fear. Of the night cannot touch me. Angels are standing guard over me right now. I am being carried. I am resting in a place of victory. I am deeply loved. I am heard, and I am never, ever alone. God's perfect peace is my present and eternal reality. Rest in these truths now. They are more real than any fear. They are the solid ground upon which your soul can safely and deeply rest. And so, but the reality of these promises does not end here. They are your covering, your shield, and your sanctuary all through this night and into the new day. You have been wrapped in a cocoon of God's own words, a fortress of His faithfulness. There is truly nothing left for you to do now but to sleep, and your spirit have been so deeply longing for. The God who promised to be your shelter is here with you now, filling the very room you are in. The protector who promised that no evil would befall you is watching over you as you breathe in and out. The angels who were given their charge over you are standing there, silent, powerful watch. You are resting in the safest, most peaceful, most loving place in the entire universe. Let these final words be the gentle lullaby that carries you into your dreams. Allow each one to sink deep into your soul, becoming a part of you. You are safe in the secret place. You are resting under the Almighty. Our loved. You are at peace. Now rest. Sleep now. This space of peace, here at Psalm's Peace, will always be here for you, waiting for you whenever you need it. If this time of rest in God's Word has brought you comfort, we gently invite you to return again tomorrow night, or any night your heart is weary. This community of rest will be here for you, and now receive this final blessing. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Lasting peace tonight and for all the nights to come. Sleep well.